So I just had an EMG done, another one. This is the third, but second of the specific EMG. I had EMG with the vocal potentials as well a couple months ago. So this is a follow-up to one I had done in June, like it shows of this year, 2020, or last year in 2022, 6 months ago, whatever. Which, as you see, it's completely normal, right? Studies upper left were all within spec. The only thing that was abnormal was hands and feet were cold. You know, they were 30 degrees Celsius instead of it's 32, so they warmed me up with some warm water. It seems to be a recurring problem I'm having. Of course, my feet have always been cold. You can ask my wife about that. Hands, not so much, but it just, as a side note, it seems like these things are getting a little bit cooler over the last year for sure. But specifically, why are they looking for an EMG for? Because, you know, there's a lot of things that can't, for MSA, for multiple system atrophy, there's a lot of things that they just can't look. There's no diagnostic tools for MSA, sort of, kind of, right? That DAT scan I had was probably the only one that's really, you know, a good one to use. I actually can see things. Well, when you go and look at the EMG, what it actually does, I looked it up on the Mayo website, right? It looks at the differences of the health of muscles and nerve cells, right? And when you go back and look a little farther down in this, right? Let me scroll down here real quick. It says EMG results are often necessary to help diagnose or rule out a number of conditions such as, right? This is what I had 3 doctors in that room for this EMG, and this is what they told me, right? I had they're I'll say this, they were very happy to have me in that room. There was a guy that was, I guess he's the director of radiology, doctor, you know, older, so he's very knowledgeable, very smart guy, and he wanted to do some other physical tests on me that like maybe my normal doctors would do or outside the EMG. So he was definitely interested in what MSA looks like and what it feels like, right? I mean, you don't get to see an MSA person every day, all day, right? You rarely see them. So like it says here, helps rule out a number of diseases such as muscle disorders like MD, right? Muscular dystrophy, or things like MS as well, like some of my uncle has. Other diseases affecting connections between nerves and muscles, right? The end of the line pathways. Disorders of nerves outside of the spinal cord, such as CPS and peripheral neuropathies, right? Just damage to the exterior parts of the nerves. Disorders that affect the motor neurons of the brain and spinal cord, such as ALS, right? That was on one of my other videos. And disorders that affect the nerve roots, such as herniated disc in the spine. So, again, they've gone through 1,000 tests on me, literally 1,000. And what the doctor told me, what one of the 3 told me in that room last week, was that this test is furthering the process of rolling out everything else, right? Just because you had one good EMG doesn't mean you're good. But over time, if you look at EMG results, that will tell you the story. So this rules out saying, hey, my problem is from my spinal cord to my hands, to the nerve endings or something like that, right? The pathways between my, like ALS, right? The brain to the spine, spine to the nerves, to the muscles, is ruling all that out, right? For the most part, it's ruling all these nerve issues and muscle issues out of the way. So, like he told me, he says this is just to re-verify you don't have another underlying condition that mimics MSA. Sounds like, looks like, smells like, you know, MSA. And that it's definitely not it's not my nerves, it's not my muscles, it's not the spinal cord, it's the brain, which is what the DAT scan actually showed, right? The DAT scan showed, in fact, it is the brain that's causing all these. So I'll tell you guys I would come up with a video about it. It's been a couple of days. I've been sleeping a lot. Been very tired. I'll tell you that. Not because of New Year's, just MSA makes you tired from time to time. I have been too tired recently, but now it's, you know, it's coming back up, and it's hit and miss now. So I appreciate your videos. Again, if you enjoy what I do, if you like feedback, any type of insights, all I ask is for a like and a subscribe, right? Just get the channel going for me, for you, for all of us at MSA, for those that are looking for help, solutions, answers to questions. What does this look like? What does that look like? Hey, I got this, I got that. Is that like you? That's what this channel's for, right? I mean, I don't think we should always be self-diagnosing everything, but you know, it's nice to have something to compare. Somebody to ask questions, especially, you know, if you do have this Parkinson's type disorders. You know, I appreciate you, love you to death, and you know, this year is going to go out strong with videos and shorts and all this stuff, and I do. I'm here for you guys. So please continue to like and subscribe, and leave me a comment. Any questions or comments, concerns, anything you got, I'll respond to you. I promise. I'll see you.